Hey everyone. Just getting the game set up. Usually takes a second before it starts to go. Okay. There we go. Okay, we got it. Alright. Did I even finish setting everything up? Did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do that? Yes, I did. Okay, cool. Alright, I gotta get back to the place where we were at. I remember we were talking with the girl and said something about... I don't remember. We'll figure it out what we were doing. Hey everyone. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do streaming tonight because I'm still busy. Well, I was still busy. Oh, actually, let me turn off my other computer. There we go. I was gonna do. I'm still proofreading all of the slides for the last 20 episodes, and it's ridiculous. It's the longest. It's the most slides I've ever done for any set of video, except the very first ones, which had Hangul, but that doesn't count because some of those lessons had like 35 slides in one lesson, just because like one slide was a letter, one slide was the letter in a syllable, and then the other slide was like a stroke order. That doesn't count. But except for the very first 10 episodes, this is the longest, most amount of slides I've ever made, and the most example sentences, the most explanation, the most grammar, and most vocabulary, everything. So it took a long time. I've been doing proofreading, checking it over since, I want to say 20. Yeah, about 5 hours or so. You take out 1 hour. I had a class. So yeah, let's get back to where we were. Hey Lauren. Hey Cheryl. The one and only. Oh yeah, no problem if you have to take off. St. Jams. Hey. Onion haseo. Okay, so we gotta find out where we were at. Okay, let's get back to where... Okay, I don't know if this is exactly where we got up to, but this is where Cheryl had sent me a picture, so I'm guessing this is where we got up to. We'll see. 전혀 안 괜찮아진 얼굴인데. So we just asked her if she's okay, and she's like, are you a little bit okay now? As in reference to the last time we talked with her and she explained like being scared when she entered the village. Anyway, she's like, yeah, but our thoughts are now 전혀 안 괜찮아진 얼굴인데. It looks like she's not okay now at all. 나는 분위기를 풀어보자고 말을 돌렸다. So I decided to change the conversation in order to kind of relax things. Literally to release the atmosphere. 평소엔 뭘 하고 지내? I think this was all of yours. Yeah, this was all your guys' example. So 평소엔 뭘 하고 지내? Literally, what do you do to get along regularly? So what do you do normally? What do you normally do? 혼자 by yourself? 심심할 것 같은데. I think you're probably alone by yourself. You're probably bored alone by yourself. You're probably bored by yourself or all alone.
저 그냥
I'm just well,
독서요. 책 읽어요.
reading. I read books. 독서, 그렇구나. I see. 나는 적당히 고개를 끄덕였다. I just kind of gave a general nod. 저번에도 느꼈지만 I felt it last time too, but 현민아는 거짓말을 잘 하는 것 같다. Oh, I gotta move my turn on my light. I felt this last time too, but 현민아 is not very good at lying, I think. So that's what she just said. She's like, no. Like, I think she's totally like, reading books. I read books. I think it's totally a lie. So she's bad at lying. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't planning on being able to stream. I figured it would take another 20 minutes or so to finish proofreading, but it ended a little bit early because turns out the last, especially the last 2 lessons are shorter in grammar. The last 4 lessons are situations. So I didn't want to do all like grammar all the way until the end, like just grammar. So the last 4 are like situations. Like one of them is making a phone call, ordering food at a restaurant, going shopping, and then I think getting a taxi or something like that. I have to check again. Anyway, yeah, it's all a blur. It's all one lesson in my head. So yeah. 왜 이런 것조차 거짓말을 하고 있는 건지는 모르겠지만 I don't know why she's going as far as to lie about even these sort of things though. I don't know why she's trying to lie about this sort of stuff though. But 저 아이가 평소 독서를 하고 지내는 게 아니라는 건 확실히 알겠다. I can totally know certainly that she's not reading books lately. I can totally know, I'm certain that what she's not doing is reading books. Yeah, it's things like for example, the restaurant lesson teaches phrases like, is this for here to go? Or when you reply to that, you're like, yes, it's for here, yes, it's to go. How to order food, how to ask for the check, how to ask for a receipt. And then for shopping, it talks about, you know, can I exchange this? Can I get a refund? How much is this? And a lot of this is grammar that you've already learned in the series. So it's not going to be so much new stuff, but it's kind of like, okay, let's take this grammar we learned and here, this is a phrase people say. Let's take this grammar in here. So that kind of thing. Now, other series could go right in and just teach you phrases to use in Korean, but then the problem is, how are you going to use a Korean phrase if you don't understand what their answer is to it? So like some other, you know, random Korean series, like, you know, old series on TV, old Korean series might teach people how to say things like, can I get the check, please? You know, 계산해주세요 or 계산할게요. But then great, how are you going to know when they reply? Or if they tell you like, 카드예요, 현금이에요? Are you going to be like, oh, I didn't learn that phrase? Like, so there's no point in learning phrases unless you have the grammar behind it. So that's why these phrases are at the very end of this whole series, because it's like now we've got everything we need to say this type of stuff. And if I were going to do more episodes, I'm not. It's over at episode 100. There's even an ending. It would just be situations, I think. Like, you know, here's a situation going to meet your friend and at the coffee shop, or here's a situation riding the subway and you know, stuff like that. Just because I think at this point, in order to get better at Korean after the end of this series, it's just going to be tons of practice, studying more grammar and vocabulary, just regular stuff. 나 아직 믿지 못하는 건가? Does she still not trust me? Literally, can she still not believe me? 아니면 다른 이유가 있나? Or is there some other reason? Let's see, does she, I thought she trusted me a little bit. Only a tiny bit. Chae-shiri trusts us the most. I'm really hoping that Chae-shiri is the real human still. But it's looking like either the vampire or Chae-shiri is the real human. Or I should say, no, it's not what I meant to say. Chae-shiri or the vampire is definitely, or both, are definitely demons. One of them is definitely a demon, because now we've already eliminated these three. The one that gets eliminated all 4 times is probably the one that's going to be the human. But Chae-shiri and the vampire have not been eliminated at all from any of these. So we don't know. What is that? What am I saying? We don't know. 잠시 고민하던 나는 대화 주제를 바꾸기로 했다. So I was kind of thinking about what I should do for a moment. 고민하다 means to be concerned, but it's not like really worrying concern. It's just kind of like thinking about something, like, what should I wear tomorrow? Like, I'm 고민 about what I should wear, in that sort of sense. So I was kind of thinking about it for a moment, and then I decided to change the conversation, literally the topic of conversation. That's when I spent 3 years not learning Korean. Yeah. He couldn't use nunge because the verb's transitive verb required an object. I didn't see that sentence. This game has become... Well, I appreciate it, both of you. But yeah, I'll keep doing these live streams, except when I go to Korea someday, eventually, when I can get there, I obviously won't be doing any live streams when I'm there, not even the classes. I won't be doing the gaming stream. I might do a live stream, like a general live stream, like a Q&A, just to like say hi and, you know, show off I'm in Korea. But it wouldn't be something like a live stream teaching a lesson or gaming, just because I wouldn't have the time to do that. 하지만 무슨 말을 할까? But what should I say? 나는 잠시 현미라의 방을 둘러보기로 했다. So I decided to, I figured I'm going to look around her room for a little bit. what's that like cross? Like she's totally into crosses for if she's not a vampire. 방을 둘러보던 나는. So I was looking around her room and I 담요 너머로 보이는 어떤 건물을 발견했다. So I discovered an item that was kind of that I could see coming out of her mattress. Right? That is so mean to show off that you're in Korea unless you take it. Well, yeah, I said I wouldn't be able to prepare because like I could, but if I did that, then I wouldn't be able to do the stuff I'm actually going to Korea to do. Like, it's like when I go to Korea, it's mostly my goal is just, like I said, it's even like it's my business thing. I go to Korea just to film videos and stuff. So I can meet some friends here and there, but the majority of what I do is just filming. And if I were to do, oh, and maybe editing the videos while I'm there. But if I were to do like live streaming and other stuff like that, well then, even if it's like not very often, it would affect my schedule. I would think like, oh, I should probably leave early from here so I can get back home to do streaming, right? But that's not good. Then it's like, well, I should just stay and spend extra time. Maybe I should go out to eat with the person after I film with them, you know, make it a bigger collab or something like that. So yeah, that's why I probably won't be doing any streaming as usual when I'm in Korea, but I don't know when I'll get back to Korea. 굉장히 익숙한 형태의 실루엣. It's a silhouette, silhouetted figure, which I feel very used to. Something I really recognize. Looks like a little small coffin with a cross on it. 그러니까 그건. So it's a 관, yeah, coffin. 형태였다. It was the shape of a coffin. Oh, Arlie, if you think the beginner series is covering stuff you don't know, just wait till we get to past another 10 or so episodes. It really goes up. Yeah. So after I started episode 80, I was kind of feeling like sad because I realized there's so many things, so much grammar I can't teach. Like, oh, I wish they could learn this. After I already planned it all out in early advance, like this lesson's this and this stuff. So I was like, there's no more space to add stuff. But as I started doing the lessons, I realized, no, I can actually add a lot of this stuff. Not all of it, of course, but a lot of the stuff I really wanted beginners to know. Not so much vocabulary. I had to give up a lot of that. Like they don't even know how to say like mouth or nose or anything like that. But that's okay. But like grammar forms, I did get to add in, like I felt after I did some lesson that I thought would take a long time, it only took like 3 pages. So I'm like, oh, now I have time so I can add in. So I added in all these other little grammar points. So I feel pretty good about it now. Whereas before I was kind of worried. I'm like, maybe I should do another 20 episodes, but I don't really want to. It's just kind of I want to do 100. It's a nice number. 내가 잘못 본 건가 싶었지만 I was thinking maybe I was seeing things. Maybe I'd misseen it. Like I was wrong. Maybe I was mistaken, but 그건 분명 관의 모양이었다. It was really the shape of a casket or coffin. 관에 새겨진 붉은 십자가도 살짝 보이는, and one where I could see slightly a red cross carved into the coffin. Should do another 20 episodes. Yeah, 20 is a bit excessive. But yeah, like I said, the most important thing is after you do the lesson, to feel like you understood the contents of the lesson. Even if you don't fully get the topic, that's okay, because I always made sure to only teach things in future lessons like that use stuff you already learned. So if I teach a word, for example, I'll teach the word like 좀 means like a little bit, and I teach that it means like it's an informal version of 조금, but it also can be used to soften a command like 좀 주세요. But then I'm not going to be going and using 좀 in other uses. There's another use you could use for it. I'm not going to go that. I'll make sure only to use it in those situations where it means that. And if I introduce it doing something else, I'll talk about that. I'll say, hey, remember this word we learned? By the way, it also can be used for this. So that's why I say, like, focus on making sure you understand all the contents in the lesson, even if you don't really feel like you mastered that form itself. As long as you mastered how it's used in the lesson, that's good. That's good enough. And then go practice that on your own, even if you're wrong, trying to use it the way that it's explained. 왜 관 모양 같은 게 저 곳에 있는 거지? Why is something that kind of looks like it's the shape of a coffin over there? 현민아, equals vampire? That's my thought. My thought process. 현미나 equals vampire. Very simple thinking. 분명 입회자는 그렇게 말했지. I'm sure that the 입회자, the initiator guy, said that. 섬뜩한 느낌이 들어. I get this kind of spoopy feeling. 나는 현미나 쪽으로 천천히 고개를 돌렸다. I slowly turned my head toward 현미나. 터져 나오는 비명을 간신히 삼킨다. I could barely keep in this scream that's trying to come out. That's coming out. So like I keep down the scream that's gonna come out. Basically, I stop myself from screaming. 뭐야? 이 녀석 어느새 내 옆에. How did this, or when did this girl suddenly get next to me?
뭐 보세요?
What are you looking at? What? 아니, no, I mean, 그냥 방 정리가 잘 되어 있다 싶어서. I was just thinking that your room is, you know, really well organized. 현민아가 내 어깨 너머에 그 관을 바라본다. 현민아 stares at that coffin over my shoulder. So she kind of stares over my shoulder looking at the coffin. 나 역시 다시 그쪽으로 시선을 옮겼다. And of course I turned to look again that direction. 관 형태의 실루엣이 너무하다 싶을 정도로 잘 보인다. I can see the silhouette in the shape of a coffin. I can see it so well. Yeah, I can see, it's so easy to see it, basically, the silhouette of the coffin. Like, you can't not see it. 제기랄. Dark nabbit. 숨기려면 좀 제대로 숨기던가. 숨기려면 좀 okay, I was like that. Why did I read it like that? If you're gonna hide it, just do a better job at it. At least do a better job hiding it. No way. Is she? 정말로 현민아가 is she really? 저건 뭐니? What is that? 내가 생각해도 꽤 대단한 용기로 먼저 말을 꺼내본다. So even as I see it, even as I think about it, it was quite a remarkable courage. I first started talking about it with quite a lot of courage that even surprised me. It's like I decided I'll bring it up first with courage that surprised even myself.
잘 모르겠.
Although obviously that's not her coffin if she's a vampire, you idiot. Do vampires shrink to this size and then go to sleep? No, they sleep in their full form. She would have a big coffin if she's a vampire, not a little tiny one. I bet you it's like a dead pet or something like that she keeps in her room. I don't really know. 현민아는 뭔가를 포기한 듯 담요로 다가가. So she retreated over to her mattress as if she had given up on something, as if she had decided to give up something. 그 관처럼 생긴 모형을 꺼내어 다시 돌아왔다. And then she took out the thing that was shaped looking like a coffin and came back. 그래, 그건 정말 관이었다. Yeah, that was really a coffin. 이건 그러니까 광이니? Is this a coffin? Yeah, but a bat's okay. Vampire's not going to turn into a bat and then go to sleep in the little tiny coffin. They just turn into a bat when they need to run away, but I don't think they like being a bat. It's a more portable way to sleep, so you can have a smaller room, right? You don't have to get this big room. You can get the smallest, like basement room, and rent. You could save space. There's not even enough room for a bed, and when it's time to go to bed, you're like, and you like transfer it into a bat and fly into your little coffin, shut the door. It's a space saver. 대신 관을 바닥에 내려놓더니 instead though she put the coffin down on the floor and opened it up. Oh, it's a video game console. I was thinking it was a coffin for a pet. Okay. 뭐? 뭐야 저게? What is that?
이건 그러니까
This is you see
게임기예요.
it's a game console. Okay, wait, we need this music. This is exactly music we need. Gotta do the Dracula dance. Okay, I think that's enough. So let's see what this is then. 조심스레 그렇게 말하는 현민아와 oops, I shouldn't have skipped there. Basically, so 현민아 was speaking about it very carefully. Like she's being cautious about it, speaking about it. 난생 처음 보는 괴이한 모양의 게임기를 번갈아 바라보는 나는 반쯤 넋이 나가 있었다. I was kind of like out of it. I was like, I lost it for a moment. Like, what? I was like shocked, basically. Literally lost half of my soul. But I'm like, wow. Because I'm so relieved, really. Anyway, so at the same time, I was looking at the game console. The odd shape of the game console, which was the first time I'd ever seen in my life. As well as because of 현민아 speaking about it very carefully. So at those two things, I'm kind of like 넋이 나가 있었다. So I was kind of like I said, out of it. Is that a good way I can translate it? Yeah, absent-minded, delirious. Something like that, yeah. It's called a coffin. Interesting. 현민아의 방 가득 울려 퍼지는 이 정신 사나우면서도 묘하게 신나는 음악이 내 마음을 더 심란하게 만든다. Okay, 울려 퍼지다. It's come filling the room. 이 정신 사나우면서도 묘하게 신나는 음악. This music that's quite upbeat, strangely upbeat, but also it's also harming my mind. Is that right? 사납다. You're violent. 정신. Maybe this is different than. Distracting. There we go. Okay. Distracting. Driving me crazy. That's the one I would. So I'll write that down. So it's like this music that's filling her room, which is strangely upbeat, but kind of driving me crazy. It makes me feel, yeah, makes me feel very uncomfortable. Okay, it's a very long sentence. This would be the Nika sentence if I didn't already translate it. But you know what? Let's make this Nika sentence too, because I think it's pretty good. It's not too long. It's not too hard. There's not really any crazy words in here. I think you'll like it. Yeah, let's make this Nika sentence. 게임기? A game console?
네.
네.
그 게임이 돌아가는 기계라는 뜻인데
It means a machine that plays a game. Okay, I know what a game기 means. 아니, no, that's not what I mean. 아니, 그걸 모른다는 게 아니라 I'm not saying I don't know that. 나는 손을 들어 현민아의 말을 끊고 잠시 이 상황에 대해서 정리했다. So I shook my hand and I kind of interrupted her and I was thinking for a bit about everything. Basically organizing about this situation. Kind of like that. Yeah. Okay. 그러니까 okay, I'm not speaking yet. I'm still thinking. So, 나는 지금 게임기를 보고 겁을 집어먹었다 이건가? So basically, did I get scared of a little game console? Literally, I now see a game console and I got overcome by fear. Oh, is she watching? 안녕하세요. Cameron 장모님. 할 말을 잃을 정도로 허무한 결론이다. So basically, this is such a vain, futile. That's the word I wanted. Such a futile conclusion that I forgot what I'm supposed to say. I forgot what I was gonna say. 내가 너무 지나치게 긴장하고 있던 걸까? Could I have just been worried so much? Could I have just been worried way too much? Not worried here. It'd be stressed or nervous. Too nervous? Like so nervous about it? 는 바람에. I see. 는 바람에. Oh, right. You've got to learn the grammar to speak Korean. 민망하다 못해 쪽팔려져서 머리를 푹푹 굴거버렸다. I was so extremely embarrassed, I guess, that I was so like embarrassed about myself, so I was just like scratching my head like Oh, I said something to Cameron last time. What was it that I said last time to Cameron but he had already left? Oh, that's right. I was trying to brag about my friend. I was trying because Cameron, you had said you're a general dentist, so I was like, oh yeah, but then you had left, and I didn't read the message that you left, so I was talking for like a minute after you left. I was saying like, oh yeah, one of my best friends in Korea. She works for Korea's CIA, which they call the NFS. She works at the CIA in Korea, and she's also a dentist. There's only like 2 dentists there, or maybe it's only her right now, depending on how it is with the like the situation, everything. Some people are working from home. And I'm like, yeah, so I have a friend who does that. And then I looked at the chat and you were already gone. No, you had said you were leaving in advance and I didn't read that message. So, yeah. 나는 현민아가 작동시킨 게임기를 바라봤다. I stared at the game console that 현민아 had turned on. 겉보기엔 꽤 오래된 게임인 것 같다. From the outside, looking at the outsides, it seemed to be a very old game. Yeah, it does look like something made in like the early 90s or late 80s or something like that. 게임을 즐겨본 지 워낙 오래되었지만 it's been quite a long time since I've played any games, literally since I've enjoyed any games. Yeah, super chiqua. She worked for, I think it was like Seoul University's hospital for years. And it's funny though, like, cause I'll talk with her and she's like totally like, you know, goofy. And, but then as soon as you say anything related to, you're probably the same way. As soon as you say like anything related to dentistry, she'll be like, oh yeah, well that's like the second XYZ. I don't know. She'll know like all the dental terms and stuff. This is kind of funny. 요즘 게임 것들이 얼마나 화려한지 생각해 보면, if you think about how fancy games are these days, 이 게임은 적어도 10수년 전에 나온 게임으로 보인다. This game appears to be a game that came out several decades ago, at least. 그래. 비유하자면 내가 오락실에서 하던 게임과 비슷한 느낌이다. Alright, so if I'm gonna make a comparison, this kind of feels like it's similar to the games that I used to play at the arcades. Yeah, that kind of game. Probably he's saying like back when I was a kid, I used to play games at the arcade, and it was kind of like, this is kind of what it looks like. Oh, 1995. Okay, I was guessing like early 90s, or late 80s, but I guess it's 95 for this game. 신기하네. Wow, that's cool. That's cool. 게임기를 관 모양처럼 만들다니. To think you made a game in the shape of a coffin. Or they made a game. 게임기를 이리저리 살펴보다가 무심코 스틱을 건드려 본다. So I was just kind of looking around, looking over the game console here and there, and I just kind of whatever. I just grabbed the stick. I thought whatever and grabbed the stick, or touched the stick. 삐릭 하는 정겨운 효과음이 들린다. I hear a sound effect that is 정겹다. Like feels good, but that's not what I want. Sweet. That's what I want. Like a cutesy. And then 효과음 is sound effect. Literally, 효과 effect, is sound. So 순간 어릴 적수도 없이 조작했던 스틱의 기억과 게임의 이미지가 번쩍하고 스쳐간다. So in a moment, momentarily, something flashed before me. Something flashed by me with a flash. 번쩍. It's a flash. Psh. 스쳐간다 is like shh, to pass by. So like flashed by me the image of a game of memories and games. Stick. Memories of the sticks that had 수도 없이 조작했던. Okay. 수도 없이. Let's get a better translation for this. Without even numbers, I believe, but let's. I asked this countless times. Okay, yeah, many times, sure. 어릴 적, when I was young. Countless times, many times, literally 수 is number, so without even a number. So countless time, 조작했던 스틱의 기억과 게임의 이미지가 번쩍하고 스쳐간다. So I suddenly flash by me all these memories of playing these games, these stick games, countless times as a kid. Basically like that. Yeah. My Korean classmates would speak mainly in Korean, but every now and then I know they were talking denture, so you make it a denture. Since there's a word for denture. Yeah, 틀리. 틀리. So you probably know a lot of Korean words about dentist stuff then, I guess, maybe? You should. Or you could always learn them. I guess, I'm not sure. It depends if your patients are, if you have a lot of Koreans or not. 학교 끝나면 항상 오락실로 달려가 동전을 쑤셔 넣으며 게임을 하곤 했다. I used to, okay, 학교 끝나면, after school finished, I always used to play games. I ran to the arcade, put in coins, right? Yeah, basically shoved in coins and used to play games. So I always, after school finished, I always used to go run to the arcades and like shove in these coins and play. 그리고 그 많은 게임들 중, and among all those games, 나는 너구리 전사들이 적을 무찌르며 모험하는 게임을 즐겨 하곤 했지. I used to, and among all those games, I used to enjoy playing a game where you adventure as, like, you, like, stab the evil, hold on, right? Defeat. Okay, not stab. I was like, Jirada is stab. Okay, so you defeat the enemies, which are Noguri Chonsan. The Noguri is the animal. The, what do you call that? It's like a trash pan. I can think of I can see his face. Raccoon. Raccoon warriors, kind of like that. Let me check Chonsa. Yeah, fighter warrior. Okay, so there's a game where you would defeat, I'll write it down for Muchirida, for defeat these raccoon warriors. I don't know what game he's talking about though. Does anyone know what game he's talking about? Or actually, sorry, it's not defeating the warrior. It's not defeating the raccoon warriors. You're defeating the enemies. The Noguri warriors, the raccoon warriors, are defeating the enemy. So I guess you play as the raccoons. Noguri is pretty good ramen, yeah. Never heard the word 틀리? 틀리? Yeah, it should be 틀리. Unless there's something else. Let me check.
틀리.
You heard it, right? You hear it.
틀리.
Yeah, 틀리. The reason is L plus N or N plus L becomes like that. 틀리. 뭐였더라? What was that? 그 너구리들 나오는 게임에서 숨겨진 캐릭터를 고르는 방법이, and the way that you choose the hidden characters within that Noguri raccoon game was, so I guess there's a way that you can get like a hidden character in the raccoon game. Hey, welcome Ocean Discovery. Ocean Discovery, did you notice, and I didn't notice this, but you've got the final member badge on my YouTube channel. You've got the Charsu badge next to your name. Did you know that? That means you've been a member from the very beginning, over 24 months, because you have to be a member for 2 years in a row to get the Charsu badge. But you, and I think like 2 other people, but they don't come to the streams, has been a member since like the very beginning. I just noticed that. 저희 집으로 배달되었어요. Oh, nice. Cool. Thank you. 이 아래 위 아래 위. Okay, this guy is making a joke. Up, down, down. Oh wait, no. Down, up, down, up. I think he's making a joke based on the 2 things. The Konami code, where you do like up, down, up, down, left, right, BA. You know that kind of code? I think it's up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right. I don't remember. Anyway, there's a Konami code that's in a lot of games. Yeah, I won't say anything else about that. But that, and he's making a joke with, I think, the song We Are. At least kind of it seems here, because the song goes We Are, we are. So it kind of looks like Are, we are, we. So maybe he's making a joke with that song. 나는 거의 본능적으로 스틱을 조작해 커맨드를 입력했다. I almost instinctively moved the joystick, and input the command. So I'm trying that same command on this game just because I remember it. Contra code. Okay. Up, down, left, right, BA. Yeah. Charsu is your favorite person. Contra code. Okay. Yeah, Contra code. Right. Yeah, because they also have is the Konami code, which is in a lot of Konami games. May or may not also be in my game. 물론 별 일이 생기진 않았다. Of course, though, nothing really happened. So it only works for that game. So it's not obviously working in Dracula's Castle. 그야 뭐 전혀 다른 게임이니까. Yeah, well, I guess, you know, it's completely different game. So 난 잠시 변화 없는 게임 화면을 바라보다가 피식 웃어버렸다. So for a moment, I just stared while staring at the game screen that wasn't even changing. So just nothing happened. 피식 웃어버렸다. I kind of let out a laugh. 순간적으로 남아 어린 시절로 돌아간 느낌이었다. Momentarily, it was kind of like I felt like I had gone back for a bit to my younger days.
슈퍼 너구리 2?
Ah! This is the joke. It's joking about Mario. Because in Mario, you can turn into a raccoon. So they're making a joke about that, as in Super Raccoon 2. Okay. Konami is a tech company that develops video games. It's based out of Japan. They released a lot of hits. I can't think of any recent ones. They stopped making games, actually. They now only, after, I think the last game that Konami released was probably like Metal Gear Solid 5 or something like that. They stopped making games though, because now they just do gambling machines. They're still owned by a game company, I believe, though. But yeah, they don't do any regular games. But Konami did a lot. I can't think of other stuff right either. Ocean Discovery. Gamer hada. You say to do a game. Norda actually, it means to play, but only in the sense of to play with others. So a better translation for Norda, and I actually, in my book, I have both, like to hang out and to play, but I realize people still think it means to play a game. So even though I explain that in the book, so in my new beginner series, I only define it as to hang out. So it's better to think of Norda as to hang out, not as to play. So that way you won't accidentally say, but yeah, gamer hada.
방금 그거
What was that? She's talking about the code that I tried entering. What was that?
슈퍼 너구리 2에서 골드 너구리 고르는 커맨드 아니에요?
Oh, she knows. Isn't that the command to choose the golden raccoon in Super Raccoon 2? There is no special code in Mario at all, except in Super Mario 3, they did put a code where you can go behind the objects and then you can kind of play the game a little bit differently. That was like to pass by some levels. Oh no, I think in Super Mario 1 there is like a way to get past some of the levels too. That's right, you go on top of the thing and go into the you can choose the pipes if you jump over the wall. Anyway, but yeah, there's no like commands, like there's no what do you call it? Easter egg keys or anything. Huh? 그 게임 이름이 슈퍼 너구리 2였나? Was the name of that game Super 너구리 2? 그 20년 만에 처음 안 사실이다. 우리 동네에선 그냥 너구리 게임이라고 불렀으니까. That's the first time I came to know this bit of knowledge in 20 years. So it's been 20 years since I finally know this. I didn't know it was called. 우리 동네에서, in my neighborhood, 그냥 we just called it the 너구리 game. We just called it the raccoon game.
네, 맞아요.
Yes, that's right.
골드 너구리 고르면 모든 너구리가 쓰는 기술 다 쓸 수 있었잖아요.
She's really excited about this game. If you choose the golden 너구리, then you can use the skills, 기술, the abilities that all of the 너구리s can use. 모든 너구리가 쓰는 기술 다, all of them, 쓸 수 있었잖아요. You could use. 그 캐릭터 이름이 골드 너구리라는 것도 처음 알았다. It's also the first, this is also the first time I heard that the character's name was Golden 너구리. Golden Raccoon. 우리 동네에선 초 너구리라고 불렀는데 we always just called him the Super 너구리. Hope you're doing safe and well in LA. We saw some of the faint bit of smoke haze over the enemies. Yeah, that's fine. If you're ever curious, there's a website called whereiscaliforniaonfire.com, and it shows you where all of our fires are. It's always on fire. Like, if you know a fire is next to someone's location, then you can ask like, hey, how's the fire? But there's always some fires, like big fires all the time, 24/7. I don't even know if there's a fire right now. I just assume there is, because there always is. It's just whether or not it goes on the news. Sometimes if it's really extra big, it'll go on the news. But yeah, it's really common to drive down the freeway and just see like burned hills on the side of the road. It's always been like that since I was a kid. 아니, no. 그보다 저 어린애가 어떻게 그 게임을 아는 거야? Okay, I'm not saying this, I'm just thinking this. No, but more than that, how does this young girl know about that game? That's a good point. The game was released in 1995. How does this young girl know about that game? That came out probably before she was even born. 2005. Yeah, the game would have been, because we said she's like 17. This game would have come out, or 16 or whatever in Korean age. This game would have come out like years before she was even born. 나도 기억이 희미한 그 옛날 게임을. That old game that even I can't even recall clearly. Can I donate money to help with game development? 빌리쌤의 게임에 개발. 배달 would be delivery. I think you said that because you just mentioned before that the book had 배달됐어요. 개발 would be development. 빌리쌤에게 돈을 기부하고 싶어요. Really? On this channel, I don't think he's talking about yeah, this channel right here doesn't have any donation methods. It's all the same thing though, you know, you guys. I'm just the same. It all goes to the same place. It all goes to my pocket. So yeah, game development. I'm curious, Ocean. Why do you say game development? Did I mention? I guess Cheryl told him about a game. I haven't really announced it. I said, oh, hey, Stitch. I did mention probably 2 years ago on Patreon. Yeah, there's a post if you search on Patreon, like from 2 years ago. I think it was like 2018 April or something like that, where I announced that I'm working on a game, but that there's no date for when it's going to come out, because I was only making a proof of concept, a beta version just for myself, just to see how it would go. And it was successful. Believe it or not, I got the first, it always depends, 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how fast you play. Let's just say first 5 minutes of the game completely were done with an old version of a story I had, but I just made the concepts just to make sure, the proof of concept, to make sure that the gameplay I wanted could work. And yes, but I haven't announced working on that or anything since then, because like I said, it was just for an experiment. I just wanted people to know, like, hey, by the way, guys, I haven't updated Patreon because the last few months I've been playing around with this thing. I would, however, like to try doing that again. If I start it, I will let you guys know. And I will not make an announcement on it ever until it's actually like finished, because I know that game development is such a crazy long process. But it is something that I am interested in and I would like to try to do. Oh goodness, don't come so close. 나에게 oh my god, stop it. That's too close. 나에게 새로운 미스터리가 주어진 것을 아는지 모르는지. Does she know or does she not know that I have been given a new mystery? Literally, a new mystery has been given to me. Does she know whether or not I've just gotten this new mystery now? 현미나는 굉장히 반가운 얼굴로 나에게 조금씩 다가왔다. So she's really excited because I was talking about games and she loves games. So 현미나, with a very happy expression, little bit by bit approached me. She approached me bit by bit. Dogfoot. Yes, K-bar. Well, actually, that would be, yeah, I guess you could say K-bar because those are both pure Korean words. K-bar. I do not repeat stuff. You should know that by now, but I think you mentioned in the game stream before. I probably have mentioned it, like I said that I'd done it. Yeah, I just don't talk about it because I don't want to make hype for something that probably won't ever come out. Just to say that, yes, I am interested in doing it. Yes, I plan on working on it again, but I can't say it would ever actually release. Because since then, I just made a basic version. I made 2 music tracks. I made 1 character. I made 5 minutes in 2 different locations, like 2 different map locations. And then I put in all of the major features I wanted. But I can't even talk about it because it has a very unique system, and which has to do with learning Korean, that I really don't want to show off, because it would be very easy to replicate. So it's like a novel idea that I like. So I really hope I can show it to you guys someday, but that will be after I'm finished with this whole beginner course that I would even so at least November at the soonest that I would start to play around with that again. 주말에도 빌리를 보니 좋네요. I feel like it's balanced a lot back in school. Well, I do it full time. Sometimes it's like 6 hours a day. Sometimes it's like 10 hours a day. It depends. But it's all I do. 덩치만 봐선 다 큰 어른 같은데. Just looking at her figure, she looks like a completely full-grown adult. But she does. She's like really tall. 저렇게 눈을 빛내며 활짝 웃는 모습을 보니 영락 없는 어린애의 얼굴이다. 영락. Oh, I've learned this word before. Yeah, certainly. Okay. I'm completely certain that she's a child. So, looking at her from the outside, she totally looks like a full-grown adult, but seeing her like eyes sparkle like that and her light and her smile, it's totally the face of a child. But yeah, first thing I'm doing, I'm actually already doing it. I'm just talking about, just so you guys know, I do really want to clarify this game probably will never come out because it's such a big thing to make any game. And I'm just trying to see for myself, is it possible to even do it before I would make any sort of announcement? Because, so like I said, first I'm just finishing up the story. I have most of the story written, like what happens and then what choices you can make and how would that affect the story and what character, like general important characters you meet. I'm just letting you guys know for fun though, but just do not expect anything. It's not like if you wait another year it'll come out. It's more like probably will never come out, but I definitely am going to try it. And I have done games before. I did 2, and those were, it looks like it was the same game improved, but it's actually 2 completely different games because I had to start from the beginning when I remade it. And I made other small games before. I've never mentioned them before. Like before I even started my YouTube, I made a couple. I made a map game where you like fight monsters and like a little map. And I never made the final boss, but everything else was done. I have a lot of items. I spent days just drawing up. I think there's like 80 different types of inventory items you can get. And there's like 4 different magic spells, a couple different attacks. Anyway, and 4 different characters that all have different traits. The game looks horrible because it was made with drawing it in like paint. But yeah, I have that game.
이 게임이 슈퍼너구리2와 같은 개발사에서 만든 거긴 해요.
Okay, now she's talking quick. So we saw this text just appear. That game was made by the same 개발사. 개발! Here we go. Development company. The same development company as Super Raccoon 2. So it's a game. The game was made by the same company, Super Raccoon 2.
하지만 커맨드를 그대로 살리진 않았어요. 애초에 히든 캐릭터도 없고요.
but they didn't leave. Literally, 살리다 is to let live. So they didn't leave him. They didn't leave the commands, the secret commands as they were. Even though it was made by the same company, they didn't leave the same commands though. 애초에 hidden 캐릭터도 없고요. And there are no hidden characters in the first place. Can I beta test? Beta test, you're talking about something that's years away, if at all. Yeah, so I'm not gonna talk anything about that. I don't know. 현미나가 한층 밝아진 얼굴로, with her expression that looks like she's just gotten one level brighter, one level happier. Literally 한층, one level. Right? Yeah, should be. Okay. Yeah, she just looks like she's gotten a level happier. 굉장히 빠른 속도로 얘기하며 게임기를 조작했다. She was talking at a very fast rate, very quickly, and turned on the game console, or I should say, was playing the game. 솔직히 좀 당황스럽다. I'm actually not really. I'm kind of like what should I do? There's a better translation for 당황. This is one of those words that's hard to translate. Yeah, just not knowing what to do. So I really didn't know what to do, honestly. 지금까지와의 미나와는 전혀 다른 밝은 모습이. I can see such a bright face that's different completely from Mina up until this point. So she's so excited. 살리다 is causative. So literally to make. Yeah, Arlie, it's causative, correct. Hey, more. To make someone be alive, simply to save. Yeah. Usually you'll hear it as like 살려주세요. 전하, 살려주세요. And then what was the other phrase we taught in the Saga episode? 통촉하여 주시옵소서. I beg of your forgiveness. 살려주십시오. Literally to let or to make someone live. 아니, 밝은 정도가 아닌데 저거. No, that's not happy. That's like something more, like super excited. 갑작스러운 상황이었지만 나는 그냥 얌전히 듣고만 있었다. This was such a sudden situation, but I'm just kind of sitting still and listening. I'm just being nice. Being nice and listening. So I'm just only listening to her now. All right, take care, Cameron. 모처럼 현미나가 마음을 열고 있다. Though for the first time, kind of. Right, yeah. Though she is kind of opening herself up. Yeah. 잠시 분위기를 살펴보도록 하자. Let's kind of look over this. Let's kind of think about this atmosphere here. Let's kind of think about what's going on. Feeding babies to Charsu. That is all of the abridged lessons, Cameron. I can't think of a single lesson where Charsu doesn't eat babies. If I don't say it, he's still doing it. Oh, okay. Sure. I get you. Back to the abridged lesson, like later. Okay. The game is operated, but the game turns on. 오두막이 보이고 어떤 귀여운 캐릭터가 잠에서 깨어난다. 오두막이. Guessing that's the background we see here. Oh, never mind. A dwelling, a shabby dwelling. You can see like a little hut Okay, that's not what we see here at all, but whatever. Just use our imagination. So we see a hut, basically, and some cute character wakes up. 그리고 세상이 암흑으로 뒤덮인다, and the world is covered in darkness. 그 캐릭터는 당황한 얼굴로 세상을 바라보다가 이윽고 칼 하나를 들고 모험을 떠나기 시작한다. And the character, with a confused expression, stares at the world and finally pulls out his sword and leaves on an adventure. Something like that. 어째 슈퍼 너구리 2와 비슷한 오프닝이다. It's kind of similar to the introduction. Similar opening to Super Noguri 2. If you can add by zombies, it's a passive verb. Yes, that's very good. Where'd you hear that from? It's a good way.
오프닝이 슈퍼너구리 2랑
Oh
비슷하죠?
goodness, look at this beauty filter they put on her right now. Why do they want us to like a high schooler? This is totally this is a bit inappropriate here. I mean, is it going to be one of those anime tropes where it's like, oh, she's 100 years old? Basically, the opening is similar to Super Noguri 2, right? I mean, if she is a vampire, though, she would be very old. But her figure, her stature is like a fully grown adult. She's extremely tall. But her expression is where we can kind of get that she's very young. 그러네. Oh, yeah, you're right. 그런데 미나, 너가 어떻게 그 게임을 아는 거야? But then, Mina, how do you know that game? 내가 한 20년 전에 했던 게임인데. It's a game that I played like 20 years ago.
워낙 명작이라서 모르는 게 이상하죠.
It's such a 명작, a masterpiece. It's such a famous game, such a masterpiece. 모르는 게 이상하죠. It would be strange not to know it. Edward from Twilight. Yes. Oh gosh, I watched the movie, so we went to the drive-thru last week. My first time going to a drive-thru theater since I was 7 years old, and I saw The Lion King in theaters. And, but anyway, so I went to a drive-in theater. I almost said drive-thru theater. That'd be very short. Drive-in theater, and we saw Tenet. It was very cheap. It's cool. Brought our own snacks. But, every single time I saw that character, because it's the same actor, can't even think of his name right now, but yeah, Edward. Why don't I know his name? Not Patrick, is it? Hold on. Twilight, Edward, actor. He is Robert Pattinson. Okay, yeah, Robert Pattinson. Every time I saw him, though, I couldn't help but think about.
스크롤에 격투 게임과 RPG를 접목시킨 독특한 게임인걸요?
I just kept thinking like, oh, it's Edward, because I haven't seen him in very many movies. I've only seen him in like two movies since then. 횡 스크롤의 격투 게임과 RPG 접목시킨 독특한 게임인걸요? 횡 스크롤. What's 횡 스크롤? I don't know what hang scroll is. Some sort of scroll. 격투 would be fighting, so it's a fighting game. Well, RPG. 접목. I don't think I know this word either. I don't think it's not 접목. 접목. Okay. 접목. Yeah. Of course I know 접목. 접. Attach. Mok, tree, so grafted. It's basically it's a very unique game that's kind of a graft between an RPG and a fighting game. Side scroll! Thank you! Side scroll! I was like, I looked up Hang and it showed side or something, and I'm like, what is a side scroll? So I was thinking a scroll. You're right. Side scroll. It's like kind of like they took a fighting game and an RPG and grafted it to a side scroller. It's a unique game like that. Okay, let's write that down. Side scroller. I know less English than I thought because I had no idea what side scroll is supposed to be. Never been to a drive-in. Yeah, it was pretty cool because I couldn't go to a theater since I don't think I went to a theater at all this entire year. The last time I went to a theater was sometime last year. And I watched Sonic on video on demand, and it was okay. And I watched Bill and Ted, which is okay. I liked it. And but I wanted to see Tenet, but you can't because all the theaters are closed in California. And even if they were open, I wouldn't really trust going to them. So drive-in, like perfect. I can sit in my own car. We did have to tell 3 cars in a row not to park so close to us because there's supposed to be like a car space in between because your windows are rolled down. Other than that was great. I'd go again. 그렇게 유명한 게임이었나? Was it that famous of a game?
개발사가 슈퍼너구리2 이후 장르 변경을 꾀했다가 전부 혹평받고 이 작품에서 다시 고전 횡스크롤류로 돌아갔거든요.
So that developer, after Super Noguri 2, changed their genre and 꾀하다. I actually don't know this. Oh, I see. Yeah. They attempted to change their genre, but then they got completely 혹평, like bad reviews. So they got a bunch of bad reviews after trying to change their genre after Super Noguri 2. And then in this game, again, they went back to the original side scroller. I'm going to do the first sentence because I want the 꾀하다 for trying. Word I do not know here. What if this sentence popped up and I'm like, all right, Cheryl, there's your sentence. 꽤 했다가, okay. 고위 작품. 돌아갔.
그래서 슈퍼너구리2의 자체 오마주가 많아요. 그래픽이나 음악도 일부러 고전풍이 나도록 만든 거죠. 그래서 오해하는 사람들도 많지만 그리 오래된 게임은 아니에요. 감성 자체는 올드하지만 인터페이스의 구조가 세련됐잖아요. 고전 팬들에게 추억팔이로만 어필하지 않겠다는 의지가 있는 거죠.
Okay, no problem. But I'll have to go back up here to tell you what she said. She's just getting really excited. One word I didn't get here, 오마주. Oh, okay, no, I'm not even gonna write that down. Okay, I was like, 오마주. I know, it's homage, that's right. So the whole thing of Super Noguri itself is an homage. There are lots of homages itself in Super Noguri 2 in this game is what it's saying. Like this game has so many homages to Super Noguri 2. So I see, it's the same thing. 그래픽이나, so the graphics or the music, are intentionally they made it so that it'll have kind of the feeling of nostalgia, the feeling of the original game. And 오해하는 사람들도 많지만 there are a lot of people that misunderstand that though, but it's not really that old of a game. It was just made to kind of imitate that older game, is what she's saying. 감성 자체는 the kind of the feeling itself of the game, 올다 하지만 kind of has an old feeling to it, but the interface is updated with an updated interface. So it kind of has an old feeling to it, but the interface is all updated. 고전 팬들에게, for fans of the original, 쭉815만 어필하지 않겠다는 의지가 있는 거죠. So it's they kind of wanted to not just be able to appeal to the nostalgia of people who are fans of the original. So it's going to appeal to the nostalgia of the original fans. I should have said that whole rant was Cheryl's sentence. That would be better. What's a theater? Yeah. Somehow left the country. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't really go to a theater, but like I said, drive-in, like, okay. Just make sure you get there early and get a good parking spot.
정말 대단한 게임이지 않아요?
Isn't that such a remarkable, cool game? Isn't it such an amazing game? Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. 그렇구나. I see. Yeah. 대단할 말을 고르지 못한 나는 대답할 말. Okay, that didn't make any sense. 대답할 말을 고르지 못한 나는. So I couldn't really think of what to reply. 그냥 적당히 고개를 끄덕거리기만 했다. I just kind of nodded my head like, yeah, okay. 감사 itself is gratitude. You can say 감사하는 마음, a feeling of gratitude, but just 감사 itself is some sort of gratitude or thankfulness.
그뿐이 아니에요. 이 게임 개발자가 누구냐면요.
And then that's not it. The developer of this game is... So if you ask me who's the developer of this game, well, the developer of this game also... she's so excited. 정말 신났구만. She's so excited. 어찌 되었건 미나의 마음을 열 수 있는 기회다. Oh, anyway, though, this is an opportunity for me to kind of get her to open up, though. So whatever. 뭐라도 질문해볼까? What should I ask her? Oh, should I ask her something? 그럼 무슨 질문을? Okay. This is as far as we're going to go today, because I know that when we play the game, next time, it'll be really easy to skip up to here. I just select Mina and I go control all the way until we get to the choice. But I didn't give you guys a sentence. So I'm going to give this to... you guys, here's your challenge. Everyone's sentence, including Cheryl, all of your sentence for today, pick one of these boxes and translate it. You can do all of them if you want, but it's not required. Just pick one of them and translate it. So my wife wants 짜장면. I usually ask her the tune of the music. Chia pet 짜장. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I had a chia pet. Doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. It'll only like grow on the top or something like that. It's really hard to get to grow a lot, but it'll grow like some bit. Got the chia pet and I forgot. Yeah, it all just gets like brown and like falls apart. The clapper. Clap on, clap off. The clapper. Yeah, that does work. That does work pretty well. Unfortunately, anytime you make two sounds, it'll turn off or turn on. So it's like, you have to be careful. I also felt like jjajangmyeon actually today. I got poke, the Hawaiian poke, because there's a place not too far from here that has really good poke. They give you a lot. Like other poke places, they'll give you like they'll do the Subway thing where they'll give you like 3 edamame beans or like little tiny. This place does the whole scoop for everything, and then at the very end, it's like this big, and they crush it all down into the package to give it to you to take it to go. Okay, do you got the sentence, Cheryl? Oh, cool, thanks. All right, that's as far as we're gonna go today. So again, everyone's homework is to pick one of these boxes. If you want, you can do more than one. It's up to you. But just pick one and translate what it says. Yeah. So that was fun. Anyway, glad I got to do a little bit of gaming for today. Time to look up Kamani. Oh yeah, Kamani. You should definitely learn that. Yeah. So we still don't really know much about Mina. I only got seven sentences this time. So, although we only played for like an hour, so it's understandable. Totally tell my Korean's getting better. Maybe one of these days I'll get good at Korean if I keep doing this, right? Cool. Which is the easiest? That's up to you. You tell me what you think is the easiest. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for coming, everyone, and see you guys again tomorrow. And tomorrow, like I said, I'll probably be doing curls. I have a 10-pound, actually, I'd say it's like 12-pound weight. I don't know if that's a bad idea. Let me know if you think that's a bad idea to be lifting a 12-pound weight to do curls. 1 curl for every $1 donation. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it's too much. I could lower it down to like 7 pounds. Maybe that's better. Maybe I should do that. Like, I don't want to kill my arm. Okay. Anyway, see you guys again next time. See you tomorrow. 그럼 내일 또 봐.
게임기예요.